There's a storm coming. There's a storm inside of me. There might be a storm inside of you. It blows. You kind of just go wherever the wind takes you. You know, you got to a point where you don't really care anymore. You never know if it was about you. You know, the more you live it, the more you see that it's not about you. More about what you do, what you say, how you act, whatever kind of impression you leave. You know, it was never about if you collected the most items, or if you got the most money, or if the most people knowing you, the most popular person. It doesn't matter. You know, because you can't take any of that stuff with you. And that's the biggest realization. That at the end of life, there could be nothing. But you strive anyway. You continue to move forward. No matter how hard it gets. You know, for a very long time, I never thought I would be able to be normal. I never thought I'd be able to be happy. You know, but after a while, I start to realize it's not even happiness. Happiness is not what I'm looking for anymore. I'm looking for myself. You know, I'm on the journey to find who I am in this world. You know, and it's easy to attach reason to things. It's easy to think, why do things happen? And not actually attach a reason to it at all. And when everything starts to add up, that's when it starts to make less sense. You know, it seems like every single answer is just a question to another question. You know, it's like a never-ending cycle of doors or a never-ending cycle of bottoms. You know, but if you could break the chain, you know, and you could just realize that it's a blessing to be here. It's a blessing to be able to experience. And you don't have to be. You know, but you get out there and you try your best anyway. You know, you go out there, you make friends, you have good times, you live, you laugh, you love, you live. For a long time, I never thought I could live. You know, even till this day, I have a hard time getting outside. You know, I mean, 60% of my day is just sitting and staring. You know, whether it's in my room, in my car, outside. Sometimes it all just gets to me. You know, and then sometimes it just feels like you're gonna blow away. You know, I don't know if I have some kind of inner me. You know, sometimes I wonder if I'm just my brain. You know, I mean, I'm alone in my own thoughts. You come into this world alone and you die alone. You know, after every funeral, life must go on. There's no pause button. Not for you, not for anybody. You know, and the unfortunate reality is you could go. Anything could happen. But things would still move on. That tree would still be there. And you still might ask yourself why. Why do you feel the way you do? You know, you realize that happiness is a choice. You realize that you could be happy. You realize that you can forget. Because everybody experiences pain in this lifetime. You only know that you've been high when you are feeling low. And that is the ultimate truth. If you were sad, then you were happy before. Or how else do you know what it is? How else do you know how it feels? It's because you had it before. And you don't know if it was a time or a place or a thing, but you can't go back anymore because it's a locked door. The world tries to tell you can never be happy again. That this is just how things are. Just how things go. That in life you have to duck and avoid things and say the right thing, do the right thing always, but no one ever does this thing 100% correct anyway. We all just get out there and try. But sometimes trying is not good enough because you don't actually do. But what I'm going to say is 100% valid, 100% correct. As long as you can get out there and do the thing that you want to do, then you can do it. Not hypothetically, not metaphorically, you can. What is the first thing that you need to do in order to make your dreams become reality? Live your dreams with your eyes open. Dreams will forever stay dreams if you keep them on the pillow. Sometimes you feel, sometimes you see things. And you never know if you could really act off of them. You never know if you could have a true purpose in this life. But the best part is no matter how much you talk about it, no matter how many words you say, no matter what action you take, it'll always be the same. You'll always end up right back in the same spot. Wondering, hoping that something will go different. When you're running through your head, trying to find everything that makes sense, you're trying to put it all together, just to realize that none of it ever made sense at all. In life, you're going to get handed puzzle piece after puzzle piece. And you're going to realize after a while that none of the pieces fit. And you're trying to put together a puzzle that doesn't really have all the correct pieces. And then after a while, you realize something. You are the piece that does not fit. And then after a while, that feeling becomes your safe place. And you don't know what life would be like without it. You don't know what it would be like to be happy, to be normal, to be a person, to go out there and actually live a normal, everyday life. But what even is normal? Sometimes, I say F normal. Be your unique individual self. Be you. After a while, it doesn't have to make sense to anybody except yourself. Life is so subtle that you don't even realize that you walk through the doors that you prayed and that you hoped that you would walk through. That's how subtle it is. Racing. Trying to make it to a finish line that does not exist. At the end of the day will end. Regardless of if you did what you wanted to do, said what you wanted to say, regardless of any of it, it will end just as quickly as it started. Like how one day you finally just were aware that you were here, one day you will be aware that you will not be here. And every piece, every symbolization, every meaning will all come together and make one beautiful thing. You. it all comes back to you. No matter how hard the wind wants to blow, no matter how badly life wants to bring you down, you can't let it. Because if you do, it will keep you there permanently. And you'll never know if you'll be able to make it back up. Because it's deeper than just standing back up. It's deeper than just crawling back into the ring and then fighting once more. But unfortunately, nobody can understand. Because nobody is you. Nobody in this universe knows what it is like to be a you on a rock in a universe, or in a galaxy, in a universe, whatever, except you. Why not figure out what it means? Because at the end of the day, we are so small. I'm looking at woods in front of me. Underneath a log and inside this woods in front of me is probably a colony of some kind of animal, a small animal. And that's exactly what we are to the world. A crevice, a hole. Something that doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. But the truth is, it's not that nothing matters. It's that everything matters. And whatever you decide to do today, and whatever you decide to do tomorrow, it all gets affected. So get out there, be the best version of you possibly can, and most importantly, stay positive.